It's been phenomenal. I couldn't be more thankful than to be at Trinity University. It's a place that impacted me greatly as a young man in that 18 to 22-year-old range. And I think about that every day, just the responsibility, but to be able to be at a place, to recruit to a place, and impact at a place that impacted me, a place that I believe in, it's really special.
You played 9 years in the NFL. How has that experience helped coaching college athletes?
Well, every year you kind of stayed a little bit fresh because you had all these rookies coming in who were just out of the college experience. So you could kind of see the college experience evolving, even though I was getting further away from it. So talking to them kind of helped keep me in the loop. But I had phenomenal coaches. I had Mike Holmgren and Bill Parcells at the beginning of my career, 2 Hall of Fame type coaches that had won Super Bowls to learn from, see how they operated their staff, and had staff members who really stayed with them. And it was amazing to see that loyalty and to find out why. And then I had 2 first-time head coaches at the end of my career. I had Ken Wisenhunt and Todd Haley, 2 guys that had different leadership styles, but different guys, but different impacts on me at the same time. So I went from getting this phenomenal education from these experienced guys early on to 2 first-time guys, and then when I had a chance to take over a program being relatively young, I drew on those experiences with those.
A lot of time spent in San Antonio. How important is it to you to see the football community kind of grow in the city?
It's a phenomenal football community. I think that we kind of get overlooked quite a bit just with the size of the Houston area schools and the success that Katy and those areas have had. DFW is so big, and there's just so much money up there, so a lot of attention gets directed toward the Frisco Star facility and all the stadiums and the indoor facilities that they have up there. And Austin, has obviously had some success, but as I go around and I recruit, I couldn't be more proud to be based in San Antonio because we have phenomenal football players here. We've got great high school coaches. I think that the future of San Antonio football is going to continue to be really strong.
And with that, the American Alliance is coming to San Antonio. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the new league?
I'm very excited. I think that a league like that is needed. I think that I look back on my career, for example, and I was very thankful to have Coach Holmgren and those guys believe in me enough to give me a year to develop. My rookie year I spent 14 weeks on the practice squad early on, and I knew physically I could do it, but I needed to kind of transition coming from small college football to playing at that level, and they gave me the time to do it. And I think that the AAFL will give some guys like myself a chance, guys who were late bloomers or who played small college football. They just need a chance to kind of prove what they can do, because it's hard. You get up there, you get in training camp, and those guys are trying to find a handful of people that can either impact on the bottom half of the roster in a certain way, or they've got to get guys ready for week 1. They've got to get their top draft picks ready. So there just aren't a lot of opportunities, and I think the spring league could give some guys that.
You mentioned training camp. Looking back at your time with the Cowboys in training camp, what was that experience like?
It was phenomenal. First of all, it was inside. Yeah. It was here in the dome, and
not in that 104
degree heat. And that was amazing, and it really kind of made it nice. It was a totally different experience for me coming from 3 years in Seattle, where we were out at Eastern Washington University, and they had us in old dorms where they would bring in air-conditioned units, window units for us just during camp, to be in here and staying at the Marriott on the Riverwalk. The whole experience was different. 1,200 fans at a practice in Seattle to 15 to 18,000 here in the dome. It was quite the difference, but I'll be forever thankful because it was my first training camp as a married man, and my wife could be around. Being from South Texas, I'd had tons of friends and family who came out and supported me on a daily basis, and the Trinity guys came over, so it was a great experience.
Being from South Texas, was it almost like a dream come true playing for the Dallas Cowboys?
100%. My dad, a huge Cowboys fan growing up. We didn't have cable. I lived 2 miles down a gravel road, so we just got the locals. And at that point, where I lived, they didn't show the Oilers, they showed the Cowboys every week. And my dad was a Cowboy through and through, so to get that opportunity was very surreal. When Coach Parcells and Mr. Jones extended that opportunity in 2006, I kind of had to pinch myself, and it was something that I'll forever cherish. And again, my dad's got a picture. I think one of his most prized possessions is after a training camp practice in 2007. He got a picture with Mr. Jones, and he's got that on his wall, and so it was great for our whole family.
Around this time of year, do you ever get that itch, like, I want to be on the field playing again?
I think, yeah, a little bit. It's waned a little bit here the last couple of years. I'm realizing I'm getting a little bit further away, and even though I might think that I can still do some things, I probably can't. But no, I think it'll always be there to a degree. That's part of being a competitor. It's part of being in that brotherhood of the NFL alumni brotherhood, and just having been there, you always kind of wonder. But you don't have to worry. I'm not going to be one of these guys who's going to try to make another comeback or something. I'm way too old for that, and I love what I'm doing.
Looking ahead to this season for the Trinity Tigers, how do you build on last season, and what can we expect?
Well, we played 8 games last year that were decided by a touchdown or less, and so we talk all the time, guys. We could have been 9-1. We legitimately could have been 1-9, and we found ways to win games, and we found ways to maybe not win a couple of games as well. And I think that those experiences really fueled our guys this offseason and this summer. They've got a focus like I've never seen since we've been back or been here. But it's also exciting for me because this will be the first roster, top to bottom, that has been recruited with the recruiting mentality format that we've hung our hat on. And they had a great spring, and I'm excited about seeing them compete in camp and try to springboard into the fall.
You're watching Sports2Nite, San Antonio's only nightly 30-minute sportscast with exclusive sports coverage you won't find anywhere else.